You know, everyone has family issues. But let me tell you my family issues. Let me tell you about my sister. Let me tell you the bullshit that she has done. Okay? My wife and I bought her house last year. Biggest mistake we could ever have fucking made. Right away, before we even bought their house, they laid rules out for us. They told us how much the house was going to be. They told us when we were going to move in. And they told us when we had to have our house sold by. Otherwise, they were going to put their house on the market. Because that's how things are done when you buy a house. No negotiating whatsoever. We should have walked away at that point. But we didn't. My sister suggested that we could move our stuff into her basement if there was a lapse in time from when we sold our house from when we were to move into their house. Okay? If we were going to be displaced. See, because God forbid they were going to be displaced. No, we were the ones who had to be displaced. So she said we could put our stuff inside her basement. The day comes, we don't get to put our stuff inside her basement. We get about 10% of the room that she promised us to put inside her basement. Now, she couldn't tell us this the week before, 2 weeks before, a few days before. No, it wasn't even told us. It was like, look, you get this corner over here. But that's not what you showed us. And that's not what you told. But we kept our mouths shut. We didn't complain. We didn't say anything. We just made do and we figured it out. Okay? We were asked in September of last year to lower the escrow amount from $5,000 to $3,000. Why? Because they didn't have enough money. Because they were renovating their new house and they needed the money for it. So we did it. Why? Because we're family. And that's why we did it. We lowered it $2,000. The day of closing, the week before closing, we were asked then again to lower it from $3,000 to $1,000. We said no. Because that's not in our best interest. You can't buy a house and have $1,000 in the escrow. You can't. And if you do it, you're an idiot. Which I guess we're idiots. Because the day of closing, 3 hours before closing, their lawyer calls us up and tells us, hey, guess what? They're not coming to the closing today unless you lower the escrow amount to $1,000. So they held us hostage 3 hours before closing to lower the escrow amount. Because that's what family does, right? That's what family does. We moved into my mother's house late October of 2013. And we moved into this new house late November of 2013. While we were living at my mother's house. Now, originally we were told November 2nd we'd be inside of this house. But shit happens. Things get delayed. I'm not bitching about that. We were called to come here and talk to my sister on November 6th. We come here and they tell us that there's a problem with the title to their new house. And we may not be able to move for another 3 months. My wife was 5 months pregnant at this time. Now, the house we were purchasing, their house, was completely fine. No problem with the title. Their purchase had a problem. Now, the house they were purchasing was their in-laws' house. Okay? 5-bedroom house, full basement. Why couldn't they move into that house? And all of them live together? No, because they didn't want to be inconvenienced. Why inconvenience someone? Why inconvenience yourself when someone else can be inconvenienced? That's the way they saw it. Because that's family. So our lawyer sent them a letter saying that they have 30 days to close. And if they don't close on the house in 30 days, we were backing out. Oh, they got that and that got their panties all twisted. They were pissed the fuck off at that letter. Well, I'm sorry for not wanting to be inconvenienced by you. Because you didn't want to be inconvenienced once in this whole entire deal. Then we go to closing. And they ask us for an extra week inside the house. And they give us the bullshit story of because their mortgage hasn't been written out yet. So our lawyer does the intelligent thing and calls up their bank. And it turns out that their mortgage was next on the fucking underwriter's desk to be written out. And this was a Friday. The underwriter already left. So we said, look, we'll give you 3 extra days inside the house if by Tuesday your mortgage is not signed. No, that wasn't good enough for them. We were called disgusting. My sister put on the waterworks. We were told that we're not family. That's not how family behaves. Really? So, you inconveniencing us, you setting rules, you not being unwilling to negotiate with anything, that's how family behaves, right? Right? You told us everything. So we put our foot down and you get pissed off. We put our foot down when we said no and you get pissed? How many times did you tell us no? We had a problem. We thought we weren't going to be able to get the mortgage. We asked you if you could lower the price. Did you do it? No. We asked you if maybe we could do a personal mortgage because we didn't think your house was going to appraise for what we need the mortgage for. Did you do it? No. You told us to let you know right away because you might have to list the house if we can't get the mortgage. But this is family. This is how family acts, right? Because we're the ones who did everything wrong. My daughter was born. Did my sister come to the hospital to see my daughter? No. She texted me and said congratulations. Did she come to my house to see my daughter? No. Did she call to see how my daughter was? No. We didn't invite her to my daughter's christening because she showed no interest. Why should we? Now Christmas comes this year. And my wife sends my sister a text saying that she thinks that for the good of the kids, that we need to be able to function as a family. We haven't spoken in a year. We need to be able to function as a family on the holidays. The next day, and she invited her over our house for Christmas. Now, we wanted to have Christmas at my house because my daughter's 9 months old for Christmas. My daughter goes to bed at 6:30 at night. And she won't sleep anywhere but her crib. So how are we going to go to somebody else's house? We usually get to my family's house at 5:30 Christmas Eve. And what are we going to do? Say hi, have a drink, and leave? How does that make sense? So my wife sent her a text saying, look, for the good of the family and for the kids, we need to get along. The next day, my sister replies back and says that for the good of the children, that we do need to get along. And says that she can't respond to Christmas yet because it's too far. 2 months away. She doesn't even have the balls to call us herself and tell us no. She tells my other sister no. So my other sister has to call us up and offer to have Christmas at her house. A neutral ground. It's been a year. We haven't cared. We don't care. But she still does. We can't go to Christmas because the baby. See, when she had her baby, where was Christmas that year? Oh, it was at her house. That's right. Why? Oh, because the baby had to go to sleep. So, is that a solution now? That for the rest of the time that Christmas is just going to be at my sister's house because... At my other sister's house because... My older sister can't put her shit behind her, and she just can't get over her shit. Is that how it is? See, what pisses me off is she thinks she did nothing wrong. You know, she didn't see the fact that we were lied to about where we could put our stuff. She didn't see the fact that we were displaced for a month. We had no home. We had to live with my mother inside 2 bedrooms upstairs inside of her house because she didn't want to be displaced. She didn't see anything wrong with saying, oh, look, it might be another 3 months before you can get into your house. They didn't see anything wrong with that either. You know. She was looking out for number 1. And I can understand that because I wanted to look out for number 1. And when you both look out for number 1, well, there's going to be a clash. And you can't just keep taking. You can't just keep taking. You have to compromise at some point. And that's what she didn't quite get. So yeah. I put this all over the fucking internet now. Big fucking deal. If she wants to be pissed off about it, she can be pissed off at it. But I just want to show you people what I have to deal with in my family.